Now I am first to drive a new car, so I will be able to tell him all about it, all about the huge mistake he's just made. He's not going to be happy. And there we see him ahead, driving Officer Crabtree, the Peugeot 407 SW, which is a jolly nice car. Or it was. And if you know your cars, you may be able to tell what this car is just by the interior. This is a 1.6 turbo diesel PSA engine. That gives an awful lot away, doesn't it? And you know what? It's quite pokey. But then I am used to having a Peugeot engined car that's very, very old. Very old. And doesn't really have much at all when it comes to responsiveness. This one's quite nice, and it's got some fuel in it, so I don't really have to worry about it. It's alright, it drives in a straight line, it's okay. There is a sounds a bit drop linky. Just sound like a bit of a drop link sound on the go there. That's a pity. That's a pity. Other than that, it's a lovely, lovely spacious car. There's lots of headroom. I mean, really loads of headroom. Lots of space in the back. The potential for 7 seats, even though this car is smaller than the Peugeot in front. Oh gosh, giving it away. Now you know it's a Peugeot. What is he doing? He's trying to make the journey back a bit longer or something. Now you may know that I know Boaty through the connection of the channel and the love for the Rover car. And now we're both sat in a traffic jam in Peugeots. Can't say as I like the gear change very much. Maybe it's another Peugeot thing. I think the 407 has got a different gearbox. It's got a 6-speed box. This one's got a 5-speed box, and it's a bit of notchy. It's a bit Vauxhall-y. If he was to blindfold me and let's set me off driving down the road in this particular car, I would say that's a Vauxhall. That's a Vauxhall that is, just before I crashed into a wall because I couldn't see where I was going. Brakes are nice and sharp though, which is understandable because all the brakes have been sorted out. Apparently, it was pointed out on the MOT that the brakes weren't that great, but still passable. So the chap changed them all. How nice. That was quite an interesting buying experience, to be frank. Because normally what happens is we go and buy a car together. I do quite a little bit of the old looking around, yeah. But I just left him to it. I thought, right, he asked me, what do I think of it? And I was just like, it's not up to me, it's your car. I'm not getting involved. And I didn't. And it was a very, very laid back buying experience there. You could see Boaty's face wasn't entirely smiling throughout that experience. You know, he just kind of, he was like that. That's what he was like. He was doing that. You could tell the things he was thinking, I'm not too sure about this. But actually, it was a really good show. I mean, we're all, when it comes to buying and selling cars, we're all in competition with each other, aren't we? We're all, every single last one of us, in battle with each other. It's awful. It's embarrassing. We shouldn't be doing it, but, you know, that's the way it goes. Now, the trouble for me is that I am out of my depth with this car. But Peugeot diesels are known for being very good. The 307 is not particularly exciting to look at, exciting to drive. It's even less exciting to talk about, but that's what we're having to do right now, aren't we? But they are known for being reliable and dependable. And so, not going along with any real knowledge about the thing is a bit less of a concern than what it would be going along to buy a car which are known for all sorts of problems. Some of them may be genuine, some of them just made up. That's the Rover experience that I know how to deal with. I know what to look out for. I open the bonnet, I know what to look for. I have a look underneath, I know what to look for. Peugeot, I ain't got a clue. And that's why I'm sure this car will be fine But don't ask my opinion. On your head be it. It does strike me that this is a bit like doing a car review, except going about it in a way that I never go about it, because I like to look around. I like to talk about the feel of things. I don't just get in and start talking about it like I am doing now. But even so, it's not going to stop me from coming to some sort of conclusion, and that conclusion is it's alright. Yeah, that's exactly it, isn't it? It's alright, it's a car. It's a car. That yeah, it's a car. Now you'll know what I mean by that, surely. I can't imagine ever being excited by it. But then again, the old Peugeot 407 there, I really like that car. I really liked it. I liked it from the start. Surely this is just like a smaller but bigger version than that. When I say smaller, you know, the outside's smaller but the inside's bigger. I mean, that's a trick, isn't it? Bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. That's going to ruin it, isn't it? Because it can't possibly look nice from the outside whilst doing that. But they can make it a bit quirky, and it is a bit, just not a lot. On the quirky to dull scale, it goes further to the dull scale than the quirky scale. In every possible way. Every possible way. I quite like it. I think the trouble is, compared to the 407, the 407 was a car I really like. It's got a proper premium feel to it. This doesn't. Hard plastics. Dashboard's not horrible. There's a bit flimsy. The carpet's, yep, horrid. The seats are functional, but it's got the same panoramic roof. When I say the same, I mean it's not the same. It's a different shape and it's on a different car. Once you get your foot down though, a lot less happens than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be quite nippy. Down into some dark and spooky woods. On these really horrible bumpy roads, you'd expect the small on the outside, big on the inside little Peugeot to be rather nice. But it's not, and I don't know why he's going so quickly. This is supposed to be a 30 limit. It's like he's trying to lose me. Like he's trying to make a point. He knows the back roads. I don't want to end up getting to his place with the car broken in the meantime. That's how bumpy it is. I'm just going to do 40 now. 40 means 40, not 50. He's hoping to get round the corner and I've lost him. Now, Boaty, he's trying to lose me so that I have to take this home instead so he didn't have to keep it himself. He already knows he's going to hate it. He's handed over his money, and in that moment he knew he'd be better off keeping a Rover. And so he's trying to escape the reality of being a Peugeot driver by driving a Peugeot faster than you're permitted to do so. He's taking off now again. He's trying to prove he can get through more fuel than I am. Oh dear, I'm going to get stuck behind the truck. I presume the space left outside his house means he wants it in what he calls pole position. Demonstrate it by climbing inside.
Huge. No, you climb inside.
Alright. Yeah. Perfectly okay.
Yep, that is.
Are you going to lock me in? Right, so here we have the choice of sleeping in the back of a Peugeot without necessarily needing to put the seats down, which means you can have a kip and have 5 people on board. Fabulous!